When I tell you I've tried to record this stream like 3 times already, I'm not even being dramatic about that. Okay. I was like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna be like really, original and aesthetic. No. Let's just get into it, because I tried doing it last night and it didn't work out. And then I tried doing it this morning and my camera wasn't charged. And now I just did it all. And then my internet crapped out on me and Blender decided to take a vacay and crash. So, no mas. All right, no mas. We're getting it done. We're going to go through all the stuff that I already went through. This is it. Today, we are making a train track, a low poly, and a high poly. And then I'm going to do a rock breakable with cell fracture add-on and rigid body, as well as creating a plane with rigid body, putting them in an animation, freezing the keyframe, and putting that on top of the track that we create with the high poly sculpted model, putting some lights in it, putting it in render mode, making it look nice. Yeah, it's done. That's what we're doing. Let's do it. So I'm going to go in, grab this model, and I'm going to scale it down. This isn't even a model. This is a board. So this is going to be our board, and I'm going to exaggerate the scale just a little bit because I'm going for a little bit more of a stylized look, because the project that I'm currently working on in this studio is all stylized, and I'm not the strongest at stylized because I go for a little more realism, but we are doing stylized today with this train track because it's good practice for me, and I was trying to turn it and I kept on scaling it, so fantastic. Okay, cool. And also too, I have a plumber that's coming over, and like, they're supposed, when they give you that timestamp, they're like, we'll be there within 5 to 6 hours. You just don't know when we're going to show up. Like, it's one of those. So, I'm kind of stressed out. Kind of like, please don't interrupt me. Okay, I feel like this is not straight. I'm just going to tweak it just a tad. And yeah, I could be using... I could be using this, but I'm not. Okay, so this is 270, this is 270. Well, we're good to go. I'm going to grab both of these models. I'm going to scale them up because these are the tracks. And the wood plank just kind of sits in between them. I'm going to go to this little blockchain looking thing. And I'm going to scale them down. Now I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to just cut it. It'll just automatically kind of go to that location that you cut it from to make it even, so don't worry. Now we're going to we're going to extrude that up, and look at that. That is a low poly train track that we have. Object mode A, I'm going to get rid of the camera and the light. So I'm just going to grab these and I'm going to join them together in matrimony. Just kidding. Train track underscore LP for low poly. And now I'm going to copy paste, create a new one. Wow. And this one's going to be called, how do I rename? Just double click it, Gabby. Okay, train track HP. And this number behind it, I'm just going to get rid of it because it looks dirty and I don't need that. Now I'm just going to move it over, and they're fantastic. Now I'm going to grab my high poly model, which I named high poly. It's not high poly yet. And I'm going into my sculpt mode, and I'm just going to click this die topo, and now I have die topologized this. Now, when I was doing this not even less than 30 minutes ago, when I tell you that this was such a good looking plank because, you know, I was fresh, just had my coffee, I was like ready to go. The plank looked great. Now I'm kind of like, okay, I've already redid this like a couple times. I don't give a shit about this plank. So we're just gonna go in and I'm just gonna crease up this plank. We're gonna make it look like it's had some wear and tear, you know? It's a board, it's a plank. I was putting too much energy into it anyway. Kind of give it some scratches, you know? It's just a wear, because it sits on rocks all day, you know? It's gonna be like worn in. Let's see. I can do this inflate tool and let's increase the strength. I put it at a negative because I want it to be going away. Increase the radius maybe. Kind of give it some like warped look. Warp it a tad. I don't know how that's looking. You know what? I don't think I like it. That looks okay. Does it look okay? No, I don't like it. Get rid of that. Nope, don't like it. I tried it again. You know what? It's like, you know when you're hungry and you look in the fridge over and over and over? And you're like, do I have anything? Do I have anything? And it's always a no. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm like, do I like it? No. Do I like it? No. Like, stop trying if you don't like it. There. God. No, I don't like it. Okay. God damn. All right, now we're just gonna like cut up these train tracks up top because trains run on top of this all day long. I'm going to lower the strength of this. Let's lower the strength again. There we go. Just like run along the top. There. Just trying to keep it, the cursor, where that would be. And, you know, those don't look bad. That looks like, you know, it looks like it's been ran across a lot. I don't know, to be honest. I just don't know anymore. How's my scratches? They look like ass. Okay. Strength is gonna go down. We're gonna do this again. Just because the mesh looked like it started to crack a little bit. I don't want that. There we go. Just nice little scratches, you know? And now I'm going to do like a couple hand divots. So I'll keep the radius down, the strength is up, and take the wheel. Jesus. Go. That does not look good. Like a little divot, you know? Kind of like, oh, look, it hit it, you know? I don't know. I mean, I don't expect a train track to be good looking. So that's good, right? It looks pretty beat up. Looks fine. I mean, should I throw some scratches on the side? I should. I love how this was starting off as, oh yeah, like I'm gonna keep it like LP and I'm gonna whatever. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep it stylized and we're just gonna chill out. I don't know how to do that. Okay, I want to make it look like good. I want to make it look like it's beat up. Okay. I was like, I swear, if my plumber is here, I'm trying to get a water softener installed right now. It's been a pain. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. I'm gonna get this scrape tool, increase the strength, maybe the radius. We're gonna see how it looks. Oh, it looks like shit. It looks like shit. Looks like shit. Terrible again. We're gonna get this draw tool my gosh. Is that them? Hello?
Hi, this is Zoe with S&D Plumbing. Is this Gabrielle?
Yes, it is.
Hi, I was just reaching out to you. I see here a few days ago you scheduled an online appointment for today between 8 and 12. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And do you still need our services?
To install the water softener?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I was reaching out. I reached out to you on the 5th. I'm not sure if you had gotten my voicemail. But I was reaching out as so our online booking feature provides accurate time frames, just sometimes not in the correct areas.
Okay.
So for the Kyle area, what I have available today would be a time frame between 2 and 6, if that works for you.
Yes, that works out perfect.
Perfect. All right. And then, of course, you're going to be meeting us on site and taking care of payment upon completion, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And I was also hoping to know, like, maybe the estimate on how much that was going to cost.
Yes. And are you the current homeowner, and do you currently reside at the address?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. And is this a mobile home or an RV of any kind?
No, it's just a home. It's not a mobile home.
A regular house?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So how it works is we'll get you on our schedule for the licensed technician to come out there for you to take a look and provide you with your options and your upfront pricing. Based on how you would like to move forward, he can get started right away for you, as he does come with a fully stocked truck. And the great thing about S&D Plumbing is that we do not charge a dispatch fee to come out there to take a look and provide you with those options.
Okay.
Is that something you'd like to keep on the schedule?
Yes, please. Yeah. I just want to make sure that we get the softener installed though today, just because we're already seeing some corrosion in our pipes. So we want to get it installed as soon as we can.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that taken care of for you today, okay?
It's perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely, and you have a wonderful day, okay? We'll see you this afternoon.
Okay. Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hell yeah. Okay, because I was like, she was calling and I was so nervous that she was going to say, we're at your door right now. And I was just like, come on. Like, I've literally been trying to get this stream done for so long. Just let me have a minute. But it's good to go now. We're all good. Okay, now that my mind is back to where I need it to be, let's keep going. So what I just did right there while I was talking on the phone, sorry about that, was that I created an array. So you create a modifier, you have an array, and then that just takes the group that you are working with, and that just like duplicates it pretty much. And I'm pretty sure the count only goes up to 10. And sometimes the relativity is off on how it duplicates the model itself. So you want to go into this relative offset, and you just got to mess with these like 3 factors. And they sit on the XYZ coordinate. So if you know anything from like geometry or a little bit of math, I mean, you can kind of figure it out. And you just kind of click around and see which one works for you. But yeah, these look good. So this is my high poly model, and this is the null maps that I'm going to be taking from this, and I'm going to stamp it onto my low poly later down the road. I'm not going to do this in this tutorial. In this stream, I'm probably just going to keep this portion for like a tutorial. So I may just like save as, and this is going to say like HPLP train track. Probably just do that, and then I will kind of show how to stamp something on top just real quick, and not have to go over through all the sculpting, because not everyone wants to see you sculpt. They just want to see how to stamp a null map on top of a low poly model. So now that we have this, we're good to go. Now this part is what crashed my blender the last time. So I'm going to take this cube. I'm going to scale it up. Not this part per se, but like what I did before. And then I'm going to Shift A and I'm going to make a plane. And I'm going to shift that up. Like about like right there. Now I'm going to get this cube. And to make sure what you have it, you go to your preferences, add-ons, and then type in cell fracture. Mine's already on, but make sure yours is on. And now I'm going to press F3 and I'm going to do cell fracture. I'm in caps right now, but who cares? And you have to be in object mode in order to reach cell fracture, so make sure you have that. Source limit, I'm going to take it to, I think 200. My noise, 0.25. Don't want it noisy. Scale, keep them at 1 to 1. Recursion, 2. Source limit, 8. Clamp recursion, 200. So pretty much I'm just like messing with these settings so then it stays pretty like chunky and stylized. So yeah. And really cool, I forgot to subdivide. But that's actually okay because this is creating some pretty large breaks, which is what I was looking for anyway, so pretty good. And yeah, I kind of like it. But before, if you want more breaks, just go and subdivide a couple times and you'll get that. So I'm going to select A. I'm going to select an active and I'm going to come over here to my physics tab and I'm going to create a rigid body. I'm going to keep it at active, drop that down to 3 kilograms, convex hull, collision margin 0.01. Everything looks good here. The friction 0.75. Just making everything like rougher and heavier is kind of what I'm doing right here. And I'm going to keep everything selected with my active selective as well. I'm going to come in rigid body, copy from active. Now I'm going to go up to my little keychain thing and I'm going to select individual origins. I'm on my scale. I'm going to scale them all down. It's like a little note. And now they're kind of all scaled down. So they look pretty cool. They look like they're a little more blocky, you know? Scale that up. And I'm going to take this wireframe. Nice, nice. Okay, everything should be good here. I think it should be good. On my plane, I'm going to do rigid body, passive. I may have accidentally had this selected while I did the object, but that's fine. It needed a rigid body anyway. So I'm going to put it as passive, turn on my collision margin. I need to make sure that the collision margin is on here as well. It is. Okay, so I feel like that was kind of a distracted doing of me, so let's make sure this all turned out okay. The move tool, let's do it to where it's not like falling too hard. Jesus, okay. Yeah, so I applied the rigid body onto these, so let me unapply this. Real quick. Where are these? How do I turn this off? Interesting. Last chance to upgrade. Okay, so you see what I did? I messed up like big time. Is that when I went to go do the active body, I ended up accidentally hold on. I ended up like accidentally applying the rigid body physics here. So because I'm not 100% sure how to do that and mess with it, I'm gonna see what happens. That's cool. So we just like messed up together. Really great. Let's see how it looks. So that's pretty much what I wanted. I wanted it to look like it was falling on top of these rocks, which actually could be pretty cool. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to hide my low poly track. And I'm going to move my high poly track right underneath this rock. Because what I was wanting it to be regardless was that I was wanting this to look like a large cliffside had kind of fallen on top of the train tracks, which is why, you know, kind of like an old Western in a way. Look at that. That was fun, huh? It just kind of gives us like a interesting view of like what, you know, what it could look like. But if I crash Blender again, I'm like so tired of Blender right now. Let me see. Okay, you know what's really great about saving? I can just start over. Okay, we're in object mode. We're gonna select A. We're gonna create a plane. I'm gonna bring the plane over here. Fantastic. Now, I know I messed up the first time, and you may be like, I'm losing a lot of faith in this woman. Like, I don't think she knows what she's doing. I don't. And I think that's really nice of people to assume that I know what I'm doing, you know? But I truly don't know what I'm doing. And you know, I'm just here. I'm a poser. I have that. What's that called? There's like this thing people talk about when I used to work in this big software company. It was like this, like, it was just kind of like a toxic software company. But anyway, I was working in this software company and they used to talk about this thing called imposter syndrome. And like everyone has imposter syndrome and you're truly really good at what you do. And like, and I would always kind of think to myself, like, how nice of them to think that I know what I'm doing. Like, honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. But then the more companies that I've worked at and the more startups and studios that I've worked in, I've truly found that nobody knows what they're doing and everyone's just kind of pretending that they know. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm coming on YouTube and I'm like, look what I can do. And you know, I just like messed up and crashed Blender and accidentally applied the wrong modifier to a train track. So, you know, I mean, we don't know what we're doing. I don't think anyone does. I think we all just like bullshit. So yeah, if you're like applying to a job and you think to yourself, I can't get that job. Like it's just not, it's not doable. Like I just can't do it. I just want to tell you, you can get that job because it is doable. Because I promise you, everyone there is just as insecure as you are. Promise you that. Everyone at that job is absolutely just as insecure as you are. Go apply for it. Nobody thinks they're good at their job. I mean, that's what I believe. I mean, there are confident people. There are people who think that they truly are really good at their job. And guess what? They probably are, you know? I'm not saying everyone's bad. I'm just saying that most people believe that they suck, you know? And I think that's just like not the case. I think most people are generally really good at what they do, you know? But it's just that we have this whole mindset that like we'll never be good enough. I don't know, it's so weird. I just don't know how to explain it, but I think a lot of it can come from YouTube itself. You know, I feel like at this point I'm just like validating me messing up. Um, but I'm not validating myself messing up. Okay, maybe I am. But I think that showing people messing up and working through an issue is the best thing you can show people, because then it proves that like, hey, like it's okay to mess up and it's okay to try stuff, especially online. I think as like artists, and I've talked about this before, is that a lot of artists kind of like gatekeep their strategies on how they go about stuff. Like right now, you may be like, what is she doing? I'm just making a whole bunch of random loop cuts. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I mean, I have a feeling it'll make my rock look a little more organic, because I'm making like a cliffside right now. And I don't know if that loop cut's gonna work. But if you like hide these mistakes and you're not showing people, I think that's what really gives people the false impression that like they can't do something, because they watch like a speed run and they think, I'm not moving that fast, so I can't be that good. But I mean, that's so unrealistic, because people don't move that fast. Like in speed runs, it's just for show, you know? I don't know. So anyway, that's me validating my mistake and crashing Blender and accidentally putting an array somewhere, but I think it's okay to show mistakes. I actually think it's pretty beneficial. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab this and I'm just gonna dissolve the face. And hopefully, I'm just gonna dissolve a lot of these faces, and hopefully it kind of gives us more of like an organic feel to this thing. This isn't gonna give us anything, so I'm not gonna do it. So that wasn't gonna do anything. This might do something. I don't understand, like, this, we're just gonna kind of, like, raise up some pieces. That looks pretty good. I mean, that doesn't look bad. Honestly, like, this isn't like some major project. It's just kind of like for fun, you know? So I have that. I'm going to go in and I'm going to create a couple of organic looking rocks. So I'm going to place the camera right here. And I think I'm just going to kind of like move it to where, because I'm going to make like this part is going to look like something slipped off and broke. So I'm going to put like a couple of rocks down here real quick. So we're going to go Shift A, go to our cube. I'm going to raise this up, bring this over here. Hello, you know? Now, this is something that really threw me off. So I was My husband was hanging out here the other day, and we're just kind of chit-chatting, and I was working on some concept work that I had to do for the studio that I'm helping out. And, well, I have to say they're more or less helping me out because they're being very generous with letting me help them on their game and their project, and it's just really cool to see them watch, and they're super passionate about it, so that's all I'm going to say about it. But anyway, so while I was working on some of their stuff yesterday, I was doing these like random loop cuts just to kind of create more of like an organic look to this rock and make more like a geode. And my husband was like, I've never seen that done. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, everyone's seen this. And, like, everyone does this. And he told me, like, no, people don't do that. Which, I mean, people do this, right? I guess I just don't know. I feel like people do this. I don't know how this one's gonna look. I don't know. But anyway, let's see. Dissolve. How's that look? That didn't do anything. It just... whatever. Okay, now I'm going to dissolve that face. And I'm just going to make one rock, you know? I'm going to make one, and then I'm just going to, like, mess with the size of it over and over. Because I don't want to make a whole bunch of rocks. Like, I don't want to make 1,000 rocks. That's so boring. We're just going to make one. And then we're just going to keep reusing it. We're just going to, like... extrude it and mush it around. Fantastic. That rock looks fantastic. Love it. Love it. Alright, now we're gonna put it over here. And we're gonna set it down. And we're making it look like, oh look, it's just like it's a piece of the cliffside. Oh, it's just sitting in the cliffside, you know? Yeah, it looks organic, looks great. Now copy paste. What was that? I'm just like going crazy. Honestly, oh wait. Control Z that. Do not. Alright. Although like I love working from home, maybe it's making me lose my mind a little bit. Impossible. There we go. All right, now we got another rock, copy paste. I forget what this is called when the scale doesn't work correctly anymore. But if you know what it's called, let me know in the comments. I just can't think of it right now. What the fuck? Oh. Remember what we were talking about the other day and I was like, occlusion. I said that really dumb. That was really cringy. But like I said like occlusion. Like this, like, oh yeah, you want to cut off the player's field of view for occlusion. This is pretty much what it is. Okay, now I'm going to take all of this shit that I just made. Not this. Just these rocks. I'm going to join these rocks. No, wait. I'm going to get this cube. You can't join when there's a light in it, by the way. We're going to join. This is going to be called Cliffside. Okay. My camera just died. Okay, fantastic. Literally nothing can go right in this stream. So we're just going to keep going. So I'm going to go and I'm going to sculpt these rocks just a little bit. I'm going to do this ditopo. I'm going to go in here. Look at that. Kind of messed it up a little bit. But now I'm going to go and I'm just going to like kind of create some stuff on these rocks. I think I can no, I can't. Okay. I'm going to go and do a crease, like a scrape tool. So I don't know why this scrape tool, there we go. And I'm just gonna scrape down these edges. I'm not a streamer. I'm a hot mess. Feels like a hot mess. But anyway, I'm just like scraping down the edges of these rocks just to kind of give them more of like a, like, oh, they've been sculpted feel, you know? Is that weird? No, it's not. I'm gonna scrape it. I'm gonna scrape it over here. Yeah. How'd that look? That looks bad. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna keep it on the line and we're gonna make it look good and smooth. There, perfect. Keep it on the line, make it look nice and smooth. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just, there we go. Decrease the radius a little bit because that was like throwing me off. Okay, now that I've done all that, I'm gonna go in with these clay scrapes. Lower that strength for sure. Or see how that looks in layout. We're gonna go back into sculpting. I don't like how much of this brush, I don't like this scrape brush too much. This big texture brush. So I'm just like backing out a few times. Okay, cool. That should be good, to be honest. Okay, cool. Let's check out the little render. This is looking mean, y'all. This is looking good. I mean, I think it looks good. That's like a nice little setup for a little scene, huh? Go back to our modeling. Yeah, now this is where it gets like real intense. This is where it gets like, whoa, what's this girl doing? Just kidding. All right, Shift A. Now I'm going to take it right here. Okay, now I'm going to go into edit mode, right click, subdivide. We're gonna subdivide this bitch like 2 times. So there it is. 1, 2. Actually, I'm sorry, that was 3 times. I can't count. Now I'm gonna go back into object mode and I'm going to do F3 and type in cell fracture. I'm gonna put this at 300. Noise is going to be at 0.5, and recursion is going to be at 2. This is just what I always put it on. I'm going to keep that at 250. Ohm particles, everything looks good. Create my rock. There we go. It's looking good. Please don't crash. Please don't crash on me. Oh, nice. We're good. I'm going to delete this cube. That was our original. I'm going to go into my wireframe mode. And I'm going to grab, not everything. I know, you're like, wow, this looks... I did not. There we go. Everything should be okay, right? No, it's not. Look at that. I forgot. Whatever. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I just can't mess up anymore in this sometimes. This is our original cube. I'm gonna grab these. I'm gonna go all the way down, and we're gonna see if this works. Nah, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Oh, whatever. Honestly, like, it's like truth right here. Like, I just can't mess up anymore in this video. Okay, now we're going to do this. I'm going to select an active object, and I'm gonna go and create a rigid body, active. I'm gonna set it at like 3 kilograms, convex hull. I cannot say hull. Convex hull. 0.75. No, I'm just gonna keep it at 0.5. Collision margin, 0.01. Oh, that's good. Nothing else is selected but these rocks. We're going to object, rigid body, copy from active. Now they all have it. I'm going to select this plane and this train track, and we're going to apply a rigid body. It's going to be passive, collision margin, 0.01. And then I'm going to go back into object, rigid body, copy from active. It's kind of nice, right? I feel like that looks pretty good. Where's my little animation thing? I'm just doing this just to like bring in more rock. So then when I hit this scene, kind of you get that little corner of rock right there, and it looks like real legit. It looks like there's like real rocks that have kind of fallen, you know? And we're just going to use this like set of scattered rocks. Actually, I kind of liked where it was turned before. Gonna reflip it. You know, you just want to like make sure that it's looking pretty legitimate. Like, look at that. That looks pretty good. You know? Don't mind if I don't say so myself. My dog is crying. Let me let him in because he'll keep crying. Come on, baby. Oh. What's a handsome puppy? I had to let my dog in. Hey, Merrick. I wish the camera was on. People could see you. Okay, maybe, just maybe. I can go in, grab these. Yes, I know. I know, we're about to go for a walk. I just need to finish up this shit stream and then we can go for a walk. And yes, we can, people. Yes, we can. Let's diatopo that. Let's sculpt it. I'm so proud. So proud. He's going crazy on my arm right now. He's like, please take me outside. I cannot handle it anymore. It's also like 20 degrees outside right now. Take him outside. Shh. Go away. Go. Can't be in here and bark. Okay, so I just stopped him from barking, and now he got on my couch that's in here, and is now whining at me because I'm not letting him bark. What is this? What is this stream, to be honest? It's like shit. What's that TikTok? It was like, sometimes it's shit, sometimes it's maybe good. Right? I remember hearing that one. How does this look? Not good. Does not look good. Let's go back to sculpting. Let's take off those. Those were too harsh. The strength was too harsh. Okay. Yeah, this is looking nice, y'all. This is looking good. Really like it a lot. Kind of watching it over here. I used to have an art director that I worked with, and he would kind of like judge me for using Blender and like rendering in Blender. I'm just kind of sculpting them fast because although like the scene is cool and all, I'm kind of like, I gotta get going with like actual legwork. But he would kind of like judge me for like using Blender to like render and stuff. I don't know if anyone's gotten that as well, but I'm just thinking about it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do like a little rendering here. It'll look nice. Which not even like a true render. I'm just gonna kind of, I don't know. Just kind of throwing some like quick detail on. Scratching it up a little bit. Sculpt that a little. We're just adding like some heavier scratches down. Just trying to keep it like, you know, just kind of make it look like, oh yeah, look, it looks like it fell off a cliffside, you know? Like, yeah, whatever. Okay, let's see. How does it look in the layout? A little too much, huh? Well, a little ham. We'll smooth it out just a tad. Like, it kind of like add some texture, you take away some texture. You know? Try to make it look like, oh yeah, that looks like rocks. Yeah, those look pretty nice. I'm gonna probably go back, do like a tad more sculpt on here on the, let's get like some scrapes. Where am I going? Where am I going? What did I choose? This is what I need to scrape. Use my scrape tool. Oop. Nope. It's like more of like a scratching tool. This was it, I think. Let's see. This is more or less the scene. And guess we'll go in, check some lighting. Yeah, like lighting can really hide a lot. So I don't like too much how like my rocks turned out, but I think they turned out okay. But anyway, I'll kind of go in here later and I'll render some stuff out. Maybe like mess with the rocks a little more, because I don't like how they look right now. And since it's already not like getting late, of course, but like I gotta work on some other stuff. I think this was a nice little, like, you know, little tutorial.